Hi, hello. Welcome again to the official YouTube channel of the new Intelligent Design or Intelligent Design. Today I'm here in one of our neighbor's park, and there are many people here, and probably they're asking I'm crazy because I'm making videos here, and since today there's a lot of many people, and the reason why I'm doing these videos, and for those of you who is first time here, is that I am a freelance scientist who had discovered the topic of intelligence, and I think that the definition and the description of intelligence that we are now that we are using, for example, in this dictionary. Look at me. I have a Japanese English Japanese dictionary. That the definition of intelligence that I am using, that we are using right now, are probably wrong, and it's wrong because the definition explanation of intelligence is wrong, and therefore our scientific explanation about the reality in our science also is wrong. And today this video is about the first argument of the new intelligent design that I have written, as you can see here in the screen. Okay, that I have made an experiment to understand, to know what is the definition, the description, and the explanation of the topic of intelligence, and I made an experiment, and because of that, I discovered the topic of intelligence, and I have my own arguments, scientific arguments that I have written and published in science book, and I've written in my ebooks, and that's why I'm sharing you now today in this video the first argument that I had in my scientific book. Okay, this is the copy of my scientific argument that I have written in my science book. So, okay, the first argument that the new intelligent design, the intelligent is trying to share to the world based on this experiment of the egg and tissue paper, is that according to the new intelligent design, according to what I've discovered, that natural process, referred to as collective nature or reality, could be designated as problem solution, action reaction, and cause and effect. So the new intelligent design argues that in the entire existence, the entire universe, there are only three. I mean, natural process could be designated as three, as problem solution, action reaction, and cause and effect. And I'm going to tell you the difference. Okay, by basing the egg tissue experiment, the new intelligent design argues that dropping an egg to tissue paper, or the egg and tissue paper experiment, could be correctly considered designated as: first, eggs is a problem, and supporting the dropped egg with tissue papers is considered solution or problem solution pattern. So the first pattern that we could see in nature, or the whole entire existence, is what we call the problem and solution. And this is very important because once we know this, there's a pattern in the existence, we could easily explain and falsify if the pattern is right or wrong. The second pattern that the new intelligent design had discovered argues that the egg is action, and supporting the dropped egg with tissue paper is considered reaction or action-reaction pattern. So the first one that I've said to you is the problem and solution. The second that I discovered, actually not discovered, it was actually explained by Isaac Newton when he was he was formulating the law of forces. Because he talked about the action, if there is an action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So in other words, it was Isaac Newton who had helped us understand the second pattern that the new intelligent design has about the action reaction. In other words, the arguments of the new intelligent design is not only based on reality, based on experiment, but also based on the other explanation from the one of the greatest scientists who had ever lived, from Isaac Newton, the action reaction. Okay, so the third argument that we could designate here in our whole existence is what we call the egg as cause, and supporting the dropped egg with tissue paper is considered effect or cause effect pattern. So the new intelligent design is arguing that there are only three in the natural, that we could three okay, what should I say, that we could a three pattern that we could see here in the natural realm. One is the problem solution, the action reaction, what was explained by Isaac Newton in his formulation of law of forces, and cause and effect. So one person had told me in discussion forum that the topic of cause and effect was being described already by Aristotle. So in other words, the new intelligent design is not inventing a new explanation. The new intelligent design is just had gathered explanation derived from two famous scientists, philosophers, Isaac Newton and Aristotle, and the new intelligent design had added problem solution. So that is the argument, the discovery, the claim of the new intelligent design. Okay, so I would like to add more. Okay, based on what I have written in my scientific book, the new intelligent design further argues that any single phenomenon or single event in the whole entire existence, like dropping an egg to a tissue paper, could be approached and designated with three patterns as written above. So I've shown you a while ago that there are only three patterns that you could see here in the natural process. The new intelligent design further argues that these three patterns could be used in the topic of change in origin. So in other words, once we know the three patterns about the entire existence, the whole world, the entire natural world, we could use that to explain the natural realm. For example, in our classical physics, we normally use the action reaction, and we use that in engineering when we are trying to compute the law of forces or stresses in civil engineering. So in other words, problem solution is one pattern, action reaction is another pattern, and cause effect is another pattern. And we could use that to explain reality. And these three are the basis of the arguments and discovery of the new intelligent design, based on science, based on scientific explanation that we need to explain reality. Okay? So I'm going to in my book, in my written books, I give an example. For example, because I submitted this, the original manuscript for this argument that I have written, I submitted this to Science Journal, and I made an example, and when I give an example, for me, reading this article is one single phenomenon. Okay, for example, when you read this article, there is one single phenomenon that you could see in nature, but could be designated as problem solution pattern in whether like you is trying to solve the mystery or the problem of the argument of the new ID by reading this article, or the solution, or by reading this article as reaction. You reader as an agent had reacted to the existence of this article action. In addition, you as reader as reading this article effect because the science article had reached you cause. So in other words, by just reading this article, or any article, or any science article, or any science explanation, you are using three patterns: the problem solution, action reaction, cause effect. So in other words, the argument of the new intelligent design is always part of nature. Okay? So, and I give you more example in my books that Wait, 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 wait. I apply that also in biology. For example, in biology, okay, let me ask, okay, for example, I just pick up this dried leaves that's falling here in our park. So, according to our science today, that these leaves had evolved from for example, this one is species A or species B. This species B had evolved from species A. Okay, so that's the claim from our supporter evolution today. So I'm going to give you an explanation. In addition, applying the three patterns in biology, for example, the change of species A to become a species B, assuming that this species B had become a species B because there is a species A, as claimed by evolution, also could be designated with the three patterns. So in other words, if there is change, there is always a reaction. For example, in problem solution pattern, species A could be the problem and species B could be the solution. So if you are going to use the problem solution pattern in evolution or in biology, this one could be the species B, and the former is the species A, the problem, the solution. Okay, and the same also could be written for both action-reaction, pattern, cause and effect, that species A would be the action and species B the reaction. So in other words, if you are going to use the cause and effect, if this is species B, that species A would be the action and species B would be the reaction. Or species A could be the cause and species B could be the effect. So in other words, if you are trying to use the arguments of new intelligent design in biology, we could easily explain reality better. We could precisely explain it correctly, and there's no religion there. There's no hocus pocus. We could explain it correctly based on the argument from the new intelligent design. So in other words, what I'm showing you in my videos, in my books, that the new intelligent design, based on the experiment that I'm showing you here in my brain, that there is really an explanation in reality, and the explanation came from the new intelligent design, had come from experiment, science experiment, and it is correct. They are correct because they are both testable, falsifiable, and confirmable. Thus, in the topic of biology, this three pattern could be used both for the topic of change of species and the topic of origin of species. That's why, if we know problem solution, cause effect, action reaction, we could use that in the topic of biology, for example. We could also use that in the topic of physics. We could also use that in the topics of astronomy, or in all topics of anything that you wanted to explain based on the origin or change in science, or forensic science. That's the reason why the new intelligent design have subdivided the arguments little by little, so that once you follow this argument number one, in the next step we are going to know the argument number two, because reality is very broad. Because it is very broad, it must be subdivided into arguments so that you could understand. It's very hard to explain reality if you don't make it detailed and subdivide it into little by little explanation. In this video, I've just shown you, okay, the very first argument of the new intelligent design, and I have uploaded this free here in my channel about the explanation here. Okay, I also copy and paste so that you can read what I have written. And this is the first argument. I told you the reason why I am doing these videos and making science book and articles, because I think I am right. And the topic of intelligence that we are using in science, in society, in the world are wrong. And when the definition of intelligence they are using in dictionary even is wrong. And we need to change that and correct that. And we need to use the right one so that we could explain reality better. Anyway, thank you for maybe a long video. Thank you for watching this video. Maybe you never understand it, but once you understand my discovery, you will see that the discovery is correct. The discovery is right, and our science are so wrong about the simple things. Actually, the topic of intelligence is not a simple thing. It's very difficult. That's why thank you for coming here. And if you have any question, please give me your question below and I will answer that. Or if you like these videos, please put like and subscribe and share these videos to the other people so that they will know what is real science, what is the best science, what is the science of intelligence. Okay? So I will be showing you again here. This is the one that I copied in my books. This is the I will be putting this explanation below in my description so that you will know what I've said here today and some information. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope that you will watch more of my videos. Remember that if I am wrong, I'm not going to do this. It is shameful. It is shameful for me. It is shame for me if I'm wrong in science. It is to shame because I'm talking about science. I'm telling you what is right. What is right? I am wrong. It's impossible. Anyway, thank you for coming, and see you again for my other videos. Thank you.